Okay, well, as we just spoke about, the mental toll of being a first responder is significant. It's heavy. Police, paramedics, firefighters do some of the toughest jobs on earth. And when they get home, it's often left to their families to pick up the pieces. And as we've just heard how close he came, some don't live long enough for that to happen. We have to do more because they deserve it. Now, Fortem is one of many charities that supports the mental health and wellbeing of first responders and their families. And their managing director and co-founder, John Bale, joins us now. I just wanted to have a really quick chat to him. Thank you so much for coming on, John. Why is this such an important topic right now, like specifically at this time of year?
Well, we're about to enter directly into probably one of the most catastrophic fire seasons we've seen since the Black Summer period. And we remember during that period how many first responders were impacted. And we support so many first responders around the country who are about to go into that period. And the impact of being on the front lines of these major natural disasters has a real impact on the individual, but also the family and the community. And what we're trying to do is provide that preventative support. So we've got 14 locations around the country where we're leaning in and providing social connection activities, psychology support activities, as well as some career mentoring. Like you heard from Chris, it can be a tough path. So providing all of those capabilities together to make sure that we support our first responders. And it goes to the point that if we don't support them as well as we could, then the Australian Defence Force has to come in and provide that service to the communities. And that's taking them away from their core responsibilities. So making sure we perform a mental health service for our first responders, it's important for them and their families, but it's actually starting to become a national security issue as well.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I look at a headline or a photo and I can feel physically ill when it comes to something traumatic or someone confronting someone. These guys and girls are there right in it and being hurt by it, watching their friends and their teammates getting hurt by it. How do you help someone deal with the aftermath of that?
Well, it's not just the aftermath, it's also getting in there beforehand. It's making that person mentally resilient so they have that mental fitness to be able to see that. Because it's not a matter of if they're going to see trauma now as a first responder, it's a matter of when. And being able to be socially connected, so having mates that can support you, you heard from Chris, is absolutely critical to have that, as well as having early access to mental health immediately following a major disaster. A lot of first responders and a lot of people don't put their hand up early, and it takes them until the point where others are saying, you're not well, you really need support. And what we do as an organisation is help them put their hand up early. And I think the other thing is having an independent organisation like ours is really critical. A lot of people, because of the stigma within inside these organisations, they don't trust going to the organisation to get support. So having someone who's independent outside of the organisation allows it to be a soft, easy conversation where they're able to then get that support.
Yeah, really great point. John Bale, thank you for all the work that you were doing with Fortem. Really appreciate your time.
Thanks, Erin.